Now resume our conversation with Mr. Iyavar Chetty. He's the KINSA Africa Director and is often known as the country's foremost authority on child pornography and child safety on the internet. Mr. Chetty, in the last hour we were chatting about suspended sentences of these convicted child pornography offenders, which enables them to get away. Is this a lack of proper legislation, or perhaps the legislation is there, but the problem comes in with the implementation of such laws?
Actually, I think it is not a proper implementation of the laws, and I don't think there seems to be a proper understanding of the fact that there is a difference between an offense and a crime. An offense is normally the violation of an existing law, but a crime is an act of evil that harms people. And child pornography is a crime of evil, not just an offense. In fact, it is a criminal offense. And suspended sentences makes it easier for child pornographers
to get off the
continue.
hook.
Yes, because they think, oh well, we won't go to jail, we will be suspended, but never mind, we can continue.
Speak to us, Mr. Chetty, very quickly about the link between child pornography and the actual sexual abuse of children. How likely is it that somebody who's found in possession of pornographic images will make that transition to an hands-on offense? Okay,
one of the problems is that research involving child pornography has legal, ethical and moral issues.
Of course.
But there is enough anecdotal evidence from landmark cases which confirm what Melissa Hamilton observed in her paper for the Stanford Law Research and Policy document, that child pornography is not a victimless crime. It is a causative or correlative factor that moves people towards the actual abuse of children. But there are landmark cases. For instance, in KwaZulu-Natal, Jesse Osman, a U.S. Peace Corps volunteer working in KwaZulu-Natal, had sexually abused 5 of our little children under the age of 6. He was arrested and charged, and during his trial, he confessed that child pornography was my gateway drug, and that if I cannot get my fix on child pornography, I moved on to hands-on offending.
All right, child abusive material offensive could be seen as falling within the scope of what is defined as depraved indifference.
Yes,
can you define this for us?
Well, depraved indifference really means that if a child pornography offender collecting child pornography or accessing child pornography images, his mind is not to harm children, but his mind is that he does not care whether it harms children. In other words, he has no moral sense, no respect for children, so he doesn't really care if it does harm children. All he wants to do is to collect as many child pornography images as he can, and whether it harms children or not is not his problem. He doesn't care about it. So it's really reckless endangerment, reckless indifference.
Very quickly, a final message from you.
What I want to say, in fact, is that we should understand that Albert Einstein once said that the world has become a dangerous place to live, not because of people who do evil, but because of people who sit by and let it happen. And as far as I am concerned, what that means is that those who do not understand the reality of child pornography, in fact, are those who are sitting by and letting it happen, because if they have enough information about the reality of child pornography, they will be able to use that information to contribute to the protection of children.
Thank you for your time on the PM News Desk, Mr. Chetty. That was Mr. Iyavar Chetty. He's the KINSA Africa Kids Internet Safety Alliance Africa Director and is often quoted as the country's foremost expert on child pornography and child safety on the internet.